Okay, so hello students, I am Master Walter, and in this video presentation we are going to learn in the subject mathematics. So our topic for today, solving quadratic polynomial equations.
Okay, so let's start with our lesson. Our lesson is solving quadratic polynomial equations in the form ax squared plus bx is equal to 0 and ax squared plus c is equal to 0. So a polynomial with second degree is known as a quadratic polynomial. Examples: 2x squared plus 4x plus 5, 3x squared minus 7, and x squared plus 2x. A quadratic polynomial equation is an equation involving a quadratic polynomial. There is an equal sign in it. Examples: x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0, 4x squared is equal to 64, and 3x squared minus 7x is equal to negative 2. Okay, so let's go to the root of the quadratic polynomial equations. Solving a quadratic polynomial equation is determining the value of the variable or unknown which satisfies the equation. The value is known as the root of the quadratic polynomial equation. So let's go to determining the root of the quadratic polynomial equations. The value of x is known as the root of the quadratic polynomial equation. For example, determine if the given value of x is the root of the given quadratic polynomial equation. So we have here x squared minus 2x is equal to 15 and x is equal to 5. So let's go to the solution. So we have the equation x squared minus 2x is equal to 15 when x is equal to 5. So what we do is we substitute the given value of x to the equation. So we substitute the value of 5 to x. So it will become 5 raised to the power of 2 minus 2 times the quantity of 5 is equal to 15. So 5 raised to 2 is 25 minus 2 times 5 is 10. That is equal to 15. So it equal 15 is equal to 15. Therefore, 5 is the root of the equation. So let's answer this question number 1. Which of the following value of x is a root of the equation below? So the equation is 4x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. So the choices are A, x is equal to negative 2, B, x is equal to 3, C, x is equal to negative 4, D, x is equal to 5. So the answer is letter A, x is equal to negative 2. So here is the solution. So the equation is 4x squared minus 16 is equal to 0 when x is equal to negative 2. So we substitute negative 2 to the equation. So it will become 4 times the quantity of negative 2 squared minus 16 is equal to 0. So it will become 4 times the quantity of 4 minus 16 is equal to 0. 16 minus 16 is equal to 0. Then 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, negative 2 is a root of the equation 4x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. Which of the following quadratic polynomial equations has 5 as a root? So, letter A, 2x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Letter B, 5x squared minus 25x is equal to 0. Letter C, 55x squared minus 11x is equal to 0. Letter D, 2x squared plus 15 is equal to 0. So the answer is letter B. 5x squared minus 25x is equal to 0. So here is the solution. So the equation is 5x squared minus 25x is equal to 0 when x is equal to 5. So what we are going to do is we substitute 5 to the equation. So it will become 5 times the quantity of 5 squared minus 25 times 5 is equal to 0. So it will become 5 times the quantity of 25 minus 25 times the quantity of 5 is equal to 0. And 5 times 25 is equal to 125 minus 125 is equal to 0. So it will become 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, the equation 5x squared minus 25x is equal to 0 has 5 as a root. So, we can find the roots of a quadratic polynomial equations by factorization. So what is factorization? Factorizing a quadratic polynomial is the process of writing it as a product of two simpler polynomials. For example, we have x squared minus 1 is equal to 0. So the factor of it is the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then x plus 1 will become x plus 1 is equal to 0 and x minus 1 will become x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then x plus 1 is equal to 0 will become x is equal to negative 1 and x minus 1 is equal to 0 will become x is equal to 1. So the root of x squared minus 1 is equal to 0 are negative 1 or 1. We also have here x squared plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. So the factor of it is x plus 1 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. And then x plus 1 we could write it as x plus 1 is equal to 0. And x plus 2 we could write it as x plus 2 is equal to 0. Then x plus 1 is equal to 0 will become x is equal to negative 1 and x plus 2 is equal to 0 will become x is equal to negative 2. So the root of x squared plus 3x plus 2 are negative 1 or negative 2. Okay, so a quadratic polynomial in the forms of ax squared plus bx and ax squared plus c can be factorized if the terms in them have common factors except one. We are actually using the distributive property in a reversed way. For example, so we have 2x squared plus 4. So the factor of it is 2 times the quantity of x squared plus 2. So 2 is the common factor. 2 is the common factor for 2x squared and 4. So 2x squared is equal to 2 times x squared and 4 is equal to 2 times 2. 2 is the common factor. So to check that, we will do the distributive property. So we will multiply 2 times x squared and then 2 times 2. So the answer will be 2x squared plus 4. So it go back to the original quadratic polynomial. So using the distributive property, we can check if the factorization is correct. They should give back to the original polynomial. However, there are some that cannot be factorized, such as 2x squared plus 7, as there is no common factor for 2x squared plus 7. So 2x squared plus 7 cannot be factorized because there is no common factor. Okay, so let's do this question number 3. Which of the following is the factor of this quadratic polynomials? So the quadratic polynomial is 4x squared minus 12. So the choices, letter A, 4 times the quantity of x squared minus 12. Letter B, 4 times the quantity of x squared plus 3. Letter C, 4 times the quantity of x squared minus 3. Letter D, 4 times the quantity of x squared plus 12. So letter A is not the correct factor. Letter B is not the correct factor. Letter C is the correct factor. Letter D is not the correct factor. So the answer is letter C. So the solution. So since letter C is the correct answer, we could check it. So we multiply 4 times the quantity of x squared minus 3. So 4 times x squared is equal to 4x squared. Then 4 times negative 3 is equal to negative 12. So 4 is the common factor. So it go back to the quadratic polynomial, which is 4x squared minus 12. So using the distributive property, it go back to the original polynomial, which is 4x squared minus 12. Therefore, C is the correct answer. So let's go to this question number 4. Factorize these quadratic polynomials. So this is the quadratic polynomial, negative 8x squared plus 24x. So the choices are letter A, 4x times the quantity of 2x minus 8. Letter B, negative 4 times the quantity of 2x squared plus 8. Letter C, negative 8 times the quantity of x squared plus 3. Letter D, negative 8 times the quantity of x squared minus 3x. So letter A is not the correct factor. Letter B is not the correct factor. Letter C is not the correct factor. Letter D is the correct factor. So the answer is letter D. So here is the solution. So since letter D is the answer, so we could use the distributive property. So negative 8 times x squared is equal to negative 8x squared. Then negative 8 times negative 3x is equal to 24x. So the answer is negative 8x squared plus 24x. So 8 is the highest common factor. So using the distributive property, it go back to the original polynomial, which is negative 8x squared plus 24x. Therefore, D is the correct answer. So let's go to question number 5. Which of the following quadratic polynomials can be factorized? Letter A, 3x squared plus 8. Letter B, 10x squared minus 100. Letter C, 8x squared plus 12x. Letter D, 4x squared minus 20x. So A cannot be factorized. B can be factorized. C can be factorized. D can be factorized. So letter A is the answer because letter A cannot be factorized. So here is the solution. So letter B, 10x squared minus 100 can be factorized to 10 times the quantity of x squared minus 10. So it can be factorized. Letter C, it can be factorized to 4x times the quantity of 2x plus 3. So it can be factorized. Letter D, 4x squared minus 20x can be factorized to 4x times the quantity of x minus 5. So it can be factorized. Letter A, 3x squared plus 8 cannot be factorized. So the answer is letter A.
Okay, so that's the end. I hope you learned something in this video presentation. Thank you and goodbye. See you next time.